Gordon Graham here, and thank you in advance for your interest and support of Safe Call Now. This organization will truly make a difference in Washington public safety and undoubtedly will be replicated in other jurisdictions around our great country. So where do I start? 25,000. There's a number for you. I was recently watching a commercial on TV, and the purpose of the ad was to try to get me to visit Michigan. And here was their theme. You've got 25,000 mornings on this earth. Why don't you make the most of them by spending some of them in Michigan? And indeed, there are some beautiful places in Michigan. But beyond the beauty of Michigan, the finite nature of the number 25,000 made me pause. It made me think. 25,000. So you're born on day one, and now you're down to 24,999. And then you start to grow up. And by year 20, you've expended roughly 7,300 of these 25,000 mornings. And generally speaking, at some point in these first 20 years, you start to get your life focused and you figure out what you want to do for a career. And a number of people, including you and me, make the decision to go into public safety, police work, the fire service, EMS. And you start to see things and experience things that most regular people never see or experience in their life. Not to bore you, but I joined the State Patrol in California in 1973, and on night one, I saw death on the Pasadena Freeway. Northbound Pasadena Freeway, Avenue 52, a car into a gore point, and there was a dead guy. And I saw death on night two and night three. And while the deaths were troubling, there were also the rapes and the murders and the molestations. And the one that I'll always remember, the screams of a young child burning to death in a fully engulfed car, northbound Harbor Freeway around Manchester. Number one lane, family broke down, car got rear-ended. I was on scene shortly thereafter, and all we could do was listen to a kid dying inside that car. That single event still haunts me 33, 34 years later. You and I know that these stresses and pressures add up over time, and frankly, many public safety personnel are not prepared for the cumulative effect of the tragedies that we see all too often in this line of work. And sometimes this accumulated weight starts to negatively impact us, the protectors. And sometimes the protectors will cope with these issues by doing things that they never would have done prior to day 7,300. The end of the story is that too many of our brothers and sisters end up at the bottom of a slippery slope and make decisions that either end their career or their life. What you are about to see, what you are about to hear, are situations and circumstances that should not be ignored. I want you to think about the resources that you can deliver to our brothers and sisters who might need your help. Safe call now, folks. It's important. Please watch this video production.
You look beat.
This is my third overtime shift this week.
That's a lot of overtime. That can take a toll on your health.
Yeah, well, I gotta work the overtime. I don't want my bills to get out of hand. I mean, we just bought the new house last year, so...
Well, what bills do you have?
Well, I bought the boat and the Wave Runner this summer, and I was still paying on the Harley. And then we just, not to mention, we just had the new baby.
This is nothing to ignore, and don't feel embarrassed. There's resources out there, and let's look into them and see what we can find that'll help you.
That'd be great, because, you know, this is starting to take a toll on my marriage.
Gordon Graham here. There are many different pressures associated with public safety work. One of the pressures comes in the form of financial problems. Now, I do have some concerns today about agency layoffs and agency closures, but even today, those events are few and far between. What I'm more concerned about is personal financial problems. Over the years in my law office, I have had hundreds of cops and firefighters and paramedics sitting on the other side of the desk with major financial problems. Now, these problems have a number of different causes, but financial stress can lead to other problems, such as substance abuse and marital problems. If you recognize these signs in yourself or in someone else, please step up and help. Resources are close at hand.